Mr. President. This motion, this resolution is a fraud on the public and contradiction of the very word reform. At no point does it offer a meaningful choice of candidates. This package requires prior approval by the majority of a small group carefully selected to keep out candidates, however popular, not approved by Beijing and its United Front goons in Hong Kong. A choice between, let's say, C.Y. Leung and Anthony Leung, probably better known as Lexus Leung. You call that democracy. This bill makes a nonsense of the word democracy. It is the very bogus version of universal suffrage that has long been a ploy in communist and other authoritarian states where there is a need for a fake leave of universal suffrage to broadcast internationally or fool the more gullible local citizens. And let us not be taken in by a change which is, if anything, for the worse. And let me repeat, for the worse. Let us show the world that we're not fools. We're not going to be fooled by you. We're not being fooled by you. That we're not gullible. That we will not buy into such delusions for the sake of a quiet life. Let us disabuse ourselves of any notion that if we surrender to Beijing's constitutional diktat now, they just might be nicer to us in the future. If that's the case, it might even be better if the mainland, Beijing, just appointed as chief executive, a mainlander with Politburo level power, clout, other than this sort of phony choice between yes men with no power base either among Hong Kong people or in Beijing. Things are getting so preposterous in this city. Listen to Regina Yip. And by her logic, Hong Kong's so terribly, terribly democratic when compared to probably North Korea. We're told by unelected bureaucrats seated over there, poker-faced, not exactly shame-faced, headed by the Chief Secretary for Administration, that we should pocket, quote and unquote, this very proposal now in the hope of something better in the future. Pocket a bad apple, a maggoty apple? You're kidding us. Even that might be possible if there were a cast iron, some form of cast iron promise of real democracy for selecting the chief executive, say, in 2022. It might be possible if, in return for accepting this so-called reform, there was a specific commitment to reform the very corrupted system of functional constituencies. But there has been no such offer. Nothing. Not the slightest attempt by the government to offer compromise and make a real progress towards democracy. The apparatchiks just mouth scripts very likely prepared by the Beijing Liaison Office. Maybe not just prepared, written by the Beijing Liaison Office in Hong Kong. And without any regard to what Hong Kong people, we Hong Kongers, believed we were owed according to the basic law and under the principle of one country, two systems. If you want to curry favor with Beijing or the chief executive, or just want a quiet life, go ahead and vote for this very shameful package. Just go ahead. But if you want to be true to the words democracy and universal suffrage, ladies and gentlemen, all Hong Kongers, we have no option but to vote against it. Thank you.